Hi, I'm Anne-Marie Berger. In 2016, the 9 Network produced a documentary about an organization that offers young men from disadvantaged backgrounds the opportunity to belong and succeed. Gentlemen of Vision, or GOV, a competitive step team, was founded by Marlon Wharton, a counselor at Riverview Gardens High School, and it takes a special individual to dedicate his time and resources to counsel and mentor outside of his day job. He's tough, he's demanding, he's changing lives.
Attention! That's weak. That's weak. 5, 6, 7, 8. Those arms straight.
He's hot-headed, irrational.
Ready, up. When somebody think it's all about them, we'll let them go experience the world, and we keep moving.
What's going through his head? You know what I'm saying? What is he doing? You know what I'm saying?
Shannon, you playing with my emotions?
He's like a crazy uncle.
Ready, up.
Like one of those uncles that just spaz out of nowhere.
We're doing it again, go!
So what is the need for Gentlemen of Vision and the work that you do with it and for these young men? What is their need? What's missing? What are their challenges?
Well, there are several needs. One of the needs is that there's a lack of fathers in the household. So the mentorship is critical because a lot of these guys don't get the male perspective. They don't have the male support, positive male support in their life. So that's one of the reasons. The other reasons is that a lot of the young men are first-generation college students, and so that's one of the things we want to expose them to, that you can go to college, that you are smart enough to be successful. Here are some tools. Let's go on some college visits. Let's really see what you want to do with your life. And so that's another purpose, to just expose these young men to something bigger than their immediate situation.
The young men that are a part of your group, they have a lot of stereotypes working against them. Most of them, maybe not all, but most of them are young men of color. What do you tell them? Because they live in a society where there's already judgment passed on them based on being young and black.
Right.
How do you address that with them?
We address that head on. We once or twice a month we bring in speakers, we bring in lawyers, we bring in police officers, we bring in the community, or we take them out to the community so they can know how society views them and how to get around those barriers and how to make sure they don't become a statistic. That we're pretty much trying to end those stereotypes and end those statistics, because a lot of times young men are caught in that web before they can really have a plan for their life. So that's really the purpose of the program, is to steer them clear of all of those barriers and all of those, pretty much it's a lot of traps for young men.
Yeah. And what your motto is changing the lives of young men one statistic at a time.
Yes, and so how do we do that?
Well, what's at risk? What happens if GOV isn't there for the guys in your group? What's their risk?
That's kind of what we're seeing. The national trend is that a lot of these young people are good young people. They just don't have the supports set up, and so a lot of young people are being recruited by gangs. A lot of young people are dropping out of school. A lot of people who are college bound don't take that leap because they haven't been exposed, or they don't have anybody that can assist them with that process. So that's the main void where we can stand in and say this is a brotherhood that will be, I guess an option outside of gangs, outside of unsupervised activity. This is something that we can provide a safe, structured program for young men.
That's tough though, because you're talking to kids who might be living in poverty. Like you said, they don't have any positive male role models, no father figures. Their mothers might be working extremely hard, don't see them as much because she's constantly working, or she's in a bad way. That's a lot for you to take on and say, no, it's possible.
Yes, it's a lot, and sometimes it can be overwhelming, but if not this program, then who? And then what would these guys be doing without the program? And that's kind of how I view it. So I don't know where the energy comes from, but it has to be done. It has to be done.
Oh, baby, show them what you made of. You couldn't see the truth in all
Gentlemen of Vision operates as a nonprofit and mentors young men from various school districts in the St. Louis metropolitan area. Over the last 8 years, 100% of the young men in GOV have graduated from high school and have gone on to attend college or trade school or join the military. And that's Wharton's goal. You're tough. You're hard on these guys, no excuses. You're in their face. You're expecting a very high level of performance and discipline, not just within Gentlemen of Vision, but within school. Mm-hmm. So is it about the championship, or is it the journey to get there?
You know what? I take all of our trophies, and they're tall as me, and I put them in my closet, in the basement, because it's not about that at all. It's about their life. So if we lost every championship, if these guys are successful, then that's what we're here for. Now, winning is a little, it's a little sweeter. I mean, by all means, it's a little sweeter to win.
You're not going to turn it down.
No, I'm not going to turn it down to win. But it's really about seeing these guys down the line with their families and seeing that the families are being repaired, that the dads are returning home to the young people. And that is really the goal of the program, is to create some husbands, to create some fathers, to create some leaders so that the communities can look a little different in the future. Who had you since, what, 7th grade? 8th grade.
Wharton could have gave up on me a long time ago, and he was like, no, I ain't gonna give up on you because I see something in you that other people don't see in you, and if I let you go, then you just gonna get right back in it, and I don't know where you gonna be at. So he let me stay.
To lose their lives. This is right here. We're giving you life right here. This is a lifeline. This is a lifeline for your academics. This is a lifeline if you got some issues with behavior. This is a lifeline for whatever.
Guiding young black men out of poverty and gangs isn't even the hardest part about Wharton's job. Sustainability is. Like many grassroots organizations, GOV struggles with sponsorship. From travel to uniforms, everything costs money. What do you need to be more successful at what you're doing? Is it it's the money?
It's money and it's resources. Like right now we need a bus. And so that's transportation is our biggest dilemma. Mm-hmm. You know, the phone is ringing, everybody wants to see these guys perform, everybody wants to meet these guys. But right now we're carpooling, you know, so I'm on my 3rd car, you know, and all of them probably have seen 200,000 miles. And so this year we made an initiative to get a bus.
At the time of our interview, Wharton was unaware of exactly how close he was to getting that bus. A week after we met, he was invited to Express Scripts.
You had an idea.
Yes.
And you had an inspiration. And you didn't wait to figure out the structure and how am I going to get it all done. You just jumped in and did it. So you inspired us, and we know that sometimes it's hard to find funds to continue your vision. On behalf of Express Scripts, I am proud to present you with a check for $10,000.
I blanked out for a minute. I have to be honest, I just blanked out because, again, nobody has ever, you know, without any grants or any real funding, nobody has ever gotten behind us with that type of support. And so that just feels amazing. Now the world expects us to do bigger things. You know, we're gonna rise to the challenge, or we're gonna lay down. We're gonna rise to the challenge right now. We gotta get it done.
Do you like going to work every day?
I love going to work. I think this is my purpose. And when I tell kids, you want to find your purpose. And I think this is what I was kind of born to do, to help young people.